sometimes you want to be able to not just load a material file to a particular model in Creo, but you also want to set it to be the active material that's there. And we actually have a function for that to use using Excel tables. So let's look for load and set. It's under the table model option, and you'll notice here that it expects a table from Excel that has the column titles item name, material name, and the directory is optional. So we have a subdirectory here with a few um, material files in them. So I'm going to go ahead and create that table, item name, material name, I learned to spell, and then I think it was dir name. So I'm going to highlight this, do a Control T to create a table in Excel, and we're just going to reference this as my table. So that's the name of the table we're going to be using here. So let's just confirm. Item name, material name, dir name. Okay, so what we're going to kind of require here is the item name is actually the name of the model. So you'll see here that we have a basket and we have the material name kind of set up in the columns here. And you'll notice that none of these other models actually have any material set. So if we said like front plate.prt and we want it to be metal, copper, and then the directory is material files where that's located. You don't have to put that in, it's an optional thing, but just for this example, we're going to do this. And then we just need to reference that table as our input. So table, my table. I'm going to press run on this. You'll notice that when I regenerate in Creo, that you can see that that model right there is now copper. So if we wanted to come in and say, let's take a look at metal, brass. And in this case, we want to do, let's do PLA star.prt. So anything with the PLA in the name of it, we're going to do that. And then when I regenerate, you'll notice that now those two models are set to brass. We can, of course, force the regenerate here. And we can use the table reference for that also, so that only the models that we're modifying could actually receive that effect. So if we come in and let's change it to bronze and run that, you'll notice that that when it's regenerated, you can see that it is in fact updating that to the proper material. Now, the interesting thing about this is that if we go to this front plate that we were looking at before, the load and set is actually kind of a combination function. It's actually loading the material file and associating it to the model and then setting it as the active. So in this particular case, we've loaded 3 different files and the last one that was set is the one that's active. In the other model, we should only have 2. So let's go back and take a look at that model here. We'll open this one up and take a peek. Prepare. Okay, model properties. And as you can see, the other file that was loaded previously is still there. So it's a powerful function. It's very easy to kind of load and set material files using tables. There's lots of reasons why you use a table for this, like if you have data coming in from an external system or a CSV file that has a list of material files that need to be set to parts, or something that's derived through Power Query and Excel. It's just a really powerful way to do things.